Good afternoon. This is Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And I'm Tanika Gillard. I am naturally yours.
How was your day, Nikki?
It was good. I can't complain. It was a rough start, very, very tired, just running back and forth for a week. Cordell started a job. So it's just been a hectic week, but it's okay. It's a good day. How about you?
Okay. Nikki, any plans for the weekend?
I am going to the comedy club. Now, let me tell y'all, I'm sorry to start y'all off this way. If y'all know, I've been in flats for the past few years. So right now, I'm walking around the house with my little heels on just to get practice. These are not a wedge tee. These are they're a wedge heel, but they're not a wedge. You know
Okay.
what I mean? They're a blocked heel. That's what that's
Okay.
called. Yeah.
So you're going to
So
this comedy club. Who are you going to see?
I'm going to see Carlos Miller. Y'all know him from Wildin' Out, but he's done other stand-up comedies as well. And so I'm excited. I was like, I have to get in there. I got to do something for myself, take a break, decompress. So I'm excited. I'm going to an early show, so I'm going to still get home early because I'm still a responsible parent. Got to work in the morning. So I'm just excited to be in the place.
Well,
What
good
about
for
you?
you. Good for
Thank
you.
you. Thanks. What about you?
I'm not really doing anything. We haven't planned on anything. I wasn't sure, first of all, if Walter was going to be off, but anyway, that doesn't matter. We're going to see if the zoo is open tomorrow, the small one.
Okay. And I'm Tanika.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to try and see about tomorrow. But like your feet, here we go with the opposites. It's my right foot. It's your left foot. So
Yeah. Yeah.
there we go. We make a pair, babe. We make a pair.
I guess so. Or we could be mirror twins because in the mirror it's the opposite.
That's true. That's true. That's true. All right. So let's get into it, Tanika. So I have clients that I have a couple clients that have scalp conditions or skin conditions. And of course, I would recommend them to go to a dermatologist. Do you recommend your clients, if you see something, do you recommend that they go see a dermatologist?
Absolutely, especially if it's consistent. So I'll have a client that might have something, and it might be my first time meeting them. I'll ask them my questions to them. Is it genetic, diet, all of that. But if I see that it's persistent, I'm like, have you seen a dermatologist for this condition? Whatever. And so some will say yes, some will say no. Some are really hesitant about going to the dermatologist because they feel like they always prescribe the same thing, injections or creams, and it doesn't really work. So, but it's best to go ahead and see someone.
Yes, because there's so many conditions that you could have, such as psoriasis, which a lot of my clients will just mistake as dandruff. And I'm like, no, this is more severe than dandruff. And of course, sometimes they don't know the difference between dandruff and psoriasis, or,
Eczema.
eczema, or dry scalp, or, whatever. So I'm like, no, this is persistent. This is way too much. It shouldn't be like this. Um, and you really cannot scale. You shouldn't scale psoriasis because their heads bleed easily if you scale. When I say scale, I mean taking a comb and scratching up the flakes. Now, I teeter-totter on that because depending on the client, I will scale, but I know that I have to be very careful when doing that. But it makes for the scalp to look cleaner at the
Irritant.
root.
Okay.
And right
Okay.
now, we're making masks specifically for psoriasis and eczema, two separate types because those are
That's
two separate
great.
conditions.
I
Um,
love it. Okay,
Thank you.
so I know you're working with your chemist on this. Do you know the difference between the psoriasis and the eczema? Is there going to be something that distinguishes the bars?
Well,
Or
it's not
that's
going to be bars. It's actually the mask. And
oh,
actually, she
okay,
is making a pine tar bar specifically for dandruff. I believe she said
okay,
it was for
okay.
specifically because she researches and researches and
Yeah, no,
researches
yeah.
ingredients to put in there just, for everybody's safety.
Okay, that's great. If y'all hear my daughter in the background, that's Rainbows over there
That's
doing her
right.
thing, enjoying the sunlight on the
That's
deck.
right.
She's in a good mood, so don't yell at me, y'all. Don't yell at me.
So yes, so when I have a client like that, I do refer it. And I had another client who did go to the dermatologist at my. I had a couple actually. One specifically. she went and they prescribed her a special shampoo that we had to use, and another one that went with had got steroids. That's what she had to take, and another one she was told that she had alopecia. So I refer often enough, because as professionals, that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to see a condition and just let it keep going. We're supposed to say, well, did you know? Or are you aware? Or something like that. You put it in a nice way. You don't have to be like, oh, your hair is thinning, something. I need to, you say it in a nice enough way. I recommend that you go see a dermatologist because this is something new that I'm seeing, or this is getting wider. One of the ones I had, she started out with a small little patch that was missing. Then it became bigger, and then it became in more spots. So I was like, this is not normal. You need to go get that checked. And for her, it was the beginning of some kind of alopecia. And as you know, there's several types of alopecia. It's not just one alopecia. It's not just friction. A lot of times people think it's just traction alopecia, but it's so many different kinds of alopecia. So, and I'm not
Right.
an expert at that. So I just knew to tell her to go on ahead. And right now, she's wearing sister locks. So
Oh,
her hair has grown back. She's going to the dermatologist, and now she has sister locks. I don't do
that's
sister
good.
locks, but I referred her again. Another referral. I was like, I don't do no sister locks, and her hair is so fine. She couldn't get the traditional, or she didn't want the traditional. So I referred her to get the sister locks.
Okay, that's good. And I was going to say the same thing about the shampoos. A lot of times the doctors will prescribe a certain shampoo or a pomade, like you said. But then you have trichologists as well that study their hair. So I know some people might not feel comfortable going to a dermatologist, especially if they don't have insurance. So they might want to go see a trichologist that can also assess your scalp and see what's going on there if you know someone in the area. We have one that I know of here in Alabama. Deborah Alexander is a trichologist. And she's been doing hair for over 30 something years. Her mother as well, over 50 something years. Her daughter as well, over 20 something years. So that's a family that this is in the hair industry as a whole. So if you don't feel comfortable seeing a dermatologist, or if maybe you might not have insurance or whatever the case may be, a trichologist, if you could find one of them, that can probably help as well.
And trichology has been around for years. And there's several that I know. I can name off the top of my head. My mentor, she's a trichologist. Her name is Amber McCrae. And I think she's based in Atlanta. Then there's Johanna. She was on our show last week. She's based in California. Then there's I don't know if Tony is one. I don't want to say that because I don't want
Okay.
to put that out there like that. So, but there's quite a few trichologists out there. A lot is in Atlanta, I know for sure. There's one other one. Her name is slipping my mind. But she's another one out there in Atlanta. You don't see them around too much in the Northeast, but I know that they're out there in the South.
Yeah, we do have quite a few. If you're joining, this is Twinness with Tanika Gillard and Tisha McDonald. We're just talking about making sure that you're getting the proper consultation and making sure that if your stylist don't know, that you get a referral out, to someone, to see someone else, not just for your hair, but for your skin as well, because all of that plays into our mental as well. So because when we don't feel like we look good, then that affects us in other ways as well. So especially when it comes to your hair, people say your hair is your glory. I don't know. So let's make sure that we take care of our hair and our scalp. I know that they have a lot of good shampoos out in the market, like Selsun Blue maybe, and Sulfur 8 that has been around for years. But as stylists, we are not doctors, so we can't, diagnose or treat. So those things y'all can try out at home on your own. Tea tree shampoos and conditioners, tea tree oil and things like that are very helpful in different type of conditions. But you really need to consult with someone if it's worse than what you're thinking it is. Like if you are starting out, like Tisha said, you have a small spot and it gets bigger and bigger. I had a client, she has traditional locks, but we already knew going in that she was thinning, and she was like, it's getting worse, and she wants me to do lock extensions on them, and I will not do that. I said I referred her to someone else to look at it and see what they can do, But she's really insistent on me. But I really think that that's a financial issue more than anything else. It's like, you know, she don't want to have to pay that extra. But it's like, I'm not going to touch it because I'm telling you, you need to see someone outside of me. I'm not going to touch it, you know. So, and it's only so much camouflaging you can do. Go ahead, spend a little money, get a proper diagnosis, get a proper evaluation, treat it from there, because you never know, something might happen where it can grow back, and you know, the medication or the treatments may work, you know.
Sometimes, yes, that's true. Like I have a client recently spoke to, and locks were thinning, and I have that a lot. And sometimes people think the locks are thinning because they're older, they themselves are older, or the locks themselves are older. So they think it's, oh, my locks have been 15 years old and now they're starting to thin. But technically, you know, my locks are really 15 years old. I started them when I was pregnant with my daughter, and they are still in pretty healthy condition. So it's not necessarily the age of your locks, it's also the maintenance of how you take care of your hair. But I'm getting off topic. But one of my clients, her locks, they were starting to thin, and I have few clients like that, but they're also on medications and stuff like that. So she did go to the dermatologist. She ended up combing her locks out.
Okay.
And then there's like, I had a client that her locks were too heavy. So her doctor told her that she needed to cut them. So she cut them, and now she also has sister locks. I referred
Oh,
her to the
good.
same person
Okay,
that I referred
good.
the other client to. But
Good.
she had her traditional locks for years, for years.
Mhm.
And then it started messing with her neck. It was giving her neck spasms. So we cut them at first as per the doctor's recommendations. And then she ended up just cutting it totally, wearing box braids for a little while till her hair grew back. I was doing that. And then when it was time, I referred her again to the person that I referred for sister locks. So she only comes to me for color now.
Oh, good, good. Y'all gotta excuse me for 2.5 seconds. I forgot I had some spinach on the stove.
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
know. It's
So
great.
as a recap, guys, we are just talking about if you have a client that has skin conditions, and we're not just talking about for hair, but skin as well. Sometimes they may have a pimple that they think is a pimple and it's actually a cyst. So, you know, that's something that you cannot pop. That's something for a professional to take care of. Or if you have someone with excessive, because now I'm speaking as an esthetician, if you have someone with excessive blackheads or whiteheads, they can see a medical esthetician, or they can go to their dermatologist to see what's going on in their skin, under their skin, the bacteria that's in their skin. You know, so we're not only talking about your hair, your scalp, we're also talking about your skin. Sometimes the way we take care of our skin or don't take care of our skin is our diet. A lot of times, if you change the diet, you will change the way your skin looks. Like, I know my skin is looking a little pale. I haven't been drinking enough water. I know I haven't been drinking enough water. So I will be taking in some extra water today. And I'm not a fan of the coconut water. You know, I keep trying different brands of coconut water. That's just not my thing. But it's supposed to be very hydrating. You know, some would say drink that over like your Gatorades and stuff like that, because my daughter was seeing the doctor, and the doctor said for her she needs to drink some Gatorade. But when you look at the Gatorade and the ingredients, a lot of them you can't read, and some of it is sugar and then salt, which combats the whole point. So coconut
You
water is
know,
supposed to
what I
be
like to do, I like to add some cucumber to my water. It makes it gives it a different flavor, just a little minimal, but it's very hydrating as well when you add the cucumber, because you know cucumber is nothing but water. You could do cucumber and lemon. Right now, I'm doing cucumber, just cucumber or cucumber and lemon. Yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying it adds to the hydration, you know.
yes, yes, yes. So, you know, it's just those are the things that I recommend. Is like, you want an honest stylist, someone that's real, that you know that's really going to tell you the truth. And I like the fact that you said, I'm not going to touch this. I'm not going to add extension. If I see that you're already thinning here, why would I add extension here to make it heavier? And, you know, a lot of times clients don't want to hear that, but that's what they have to hear. That, like what you said, no is a complete answer. So, hello, how are you? So, and that's what you got to do sometimes is just say no. And a lot of times I'm good for saying no. I'm not going to add that extension. I'm not going to, because that's what I was getting a lot of too. Can you just do a tree braid? Can you cover up this spot? And there's only so much covering you want to do. Get that diagnosis. If it's okay for me to keep covering, I'll keep covering. But sometimes you can add more harm than good and add more stress to the hair.
Right. My thing is, I was doing a client yesterday and she was telling me about her sister. It's in her family's they're thinning. And she was saying that her sister wears a lot of wigs now. And I'm like, I just give the roll of the eye, like the scalp still needs to breathe. It still needs to be seen and addressed. That wearing the wigs holds in the heat. You're not giving no circulation to that area. So I'm not a real big fan of the wigs just to cover, but I mean, I understand that, but make sure that your hair and your scalp gets to breathe at night. Sometimes, with the weave and sometimes with the lace fronts, the ladies don't take them off. With a weave, you can't, and you can't get to your scalp. So I'm just hoping that she's taking care of her scalp issue and not just covering it up.
All right, that's a little opposite because I believe, yes, you can wear a wig. A wig you take off and put on, you take off and put on. And it also goes according to the material of the wig. Because if you get a polyurethane or some that says PU, the abbreviation, wig, then your scalp can't breathe. But if you get monofilament or whatever else, those are breathable materials. If it is a lace, you can breathe. Your scalp can breathe through that. So
y'all see me giving her a look with all of these medical terms she's using or quality terms that she's using of wigs. How do people know what kind of wig they're getting when they go to the beauty supply store and just pick one off the shelf? The person out behind the counter not going to say this is a whatever you call it wig that can breathe. They're going to give you the style and the cut that you like. Oh, I like this wig right here.
Well, lace fronts, Tanika, or lace is built to be breathable. So
yes, I understand
you know that part, that's all you need to know for now.
But I mean, the standard wigs.
Customers that have those specific conditions will seek out someone like myself who can make a wig for them using the right materials.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. Because, we still going behind the counter and getting wigs. Not everybody is on the lace front tip yet. And I think this is an older client. So I'm sure she's not wearing a lace front.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about that because your grandmother was wearing lace fronts. So I was like, Mom, where'd you get that? That's a nice one. She said, I just picked what I like. And it was lace.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, you guys are joining Twin This today. It's Memorial Day, so I want to say thank you to those who has served us. Thank you for our military that's still with us. I hope y'all are staying safe out there, you guys. On the weekend, it's nice down here in Alabama. It was a little cloudy, a little chilly, not too hot down here. So I know everybody's out barbecuing in Alabama, eating that good old food. So
not here. It's cold. It's dreary. You see me looking out my window. It's cold. It's dreary. I'm wearing long sleeves. This is a light turtleneck, but it's cold and dreary out here. It's not so nice up here in the north.
I turned my heat on for a little bit. It was chilly out here this morning. Last night,
It was in the 40s. It was in the 40s.
Wow.
So, Tanika, we had the heat cranking last night. It was just ridiculous.
Wow.
But anyway, we're going off topic. I also want to say congratulations to a couple of more graduates. One is graduating today. Her name is Victoria. She's been with me for years. And I want to say congratulations to her. Alea, that's Cheryl's daughter. I didn't shout her out. She graduated high school. Victoria is graduating college and she's about to go back to school. So I just wanted to give out a shout out there. And I don't think I said congratulations to Damali last week. So I wanted to give a shout out to Damali as well.
But while you're doing all your shouts out, I just want to say one shout out to my girl, J-Lo, who was a model for me. She's been with me forever and a day. She was a short little thing, but she's smart as a whip. So congratulations to her for graduating high school. She's already taken her college courses while she was in high school. So congratulations to her.
And you have to say congratulations to your grandnephew.
Why? Kindergarten? That little bad boy?
He graduated kindergarten. That's right.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you. My grandson has graduated kindergarten.
Oh, goodness. First grade, here he comes. Oh, geez.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I forgot he calls online school something. I can't remember what he calls it though, but like
Okay,
computer school or something like that.
okay,
I don't know.
okay, okay.
Um, but anyway, we want to say thank you for joining us today. We were just keeping it light. If you have a skin condition, whether it's your scalp or your skin, please see a dermatologist to get that checked out. Find a reputable one because I know some people have preferences. I can't go into, but they say, oh, there's not one for me, so sometimes you have to seek them out. Sometimes you really
Mhm.
have to seek them out. I must say, Tanika, remember I had that mole on my face?
Yes.
I've had 3 mole removals, and one was right here on my cheek, and it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And my sister was like, you need to get that checked because and it didn't bother me. It wasn't itchy, it didn't, but it just kept getting bigger. And my sister was like, you need to get that checked. So I went and I got it removed. I kind of regret it now, but Tanika was like, that's an ugly mole, and I just thought it was so cute, but I got it removed. And I was like, is that my flesh that I smell burning? And he said, yes, it is. But it wasn't cancerous or anything. And then I ended up having to get 2 more moles removed, guys, and all on my left-hand side. And the left-hand side is where the sun hits you when you're driving. So all of the moles that I've had removed, 3 so far, have been on my left-hand side. So it was here, and then I had one on my back, and then I had one on my arm. So it's important for you to go see a dermatologist so they can look at the your body, check out and see if you have anything. So I've had 3 removed, and it was painless. It was so simple. And even the doctor, I like this doctor. He was referred to me by a client, actually. I forgot what I was going to say, but
Go get it checked out
get it
because you
checked out.
never
Get it
know.
checked out. Even
It
if you
could have
want to
been
go once a
something.
year to the dermatologist, just so they could do a thorough check of your body, make sure. Because I have another mole behind my knee, and sometimes that one does itch. So sometimes you just got to be proactive. Even if you don't go once a year, maybe go once every other year. I have a bunch of skin tags. Those are harmless, but those are very common in the African American community. Those are harmless though, but those are still removable.
All right. And if y'all need some more guidance, y'all could always go to twinlist.com and pick up one of the books with more information. You could go to Amazon and type in our names, Tisha McDonald or Tanika Gillard, and our books will pop up on Amazon. So there's a lot of information out there for you guys to get. Several books that we've written for you guys over the summer, well, over COVID. So go and check those out. How to choose a salon, how to choose your stylist, what styles are good for what type of hair you have, curly, straight, wavy. So go ahead and check that stuff out, you guys. And I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend because I'm going to enjoy the rest of mine.
Have a good night, Tanika. Enjoy your comedy show. I'm excited for you. It was
Thank
a
you. I
long
don't get
time
out
coming. You
often.
wanted that ticket.
I wanted that ticket.
Good night, guys. See you on Wednesday night. And this Wednesday, we have a guest. She's a marketing guru. Her name is Niala Thorpe. And you'll see us posting and advertising for her this week, starting probably tomorrow, actually. So we will see you on Wednesday, and we will be talking about marketing and the such, So I can't wait to see her on Wednesday. Thank you, guys, and have a good night.
Good night.